This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling with another episode of Boundary to Boundary, Colorado High School Wrestling. Today's guest is Mike Silva, head coach of Skyline High School in Longmont. How's it going, Mike?
Good, how are you?
You look a little tired. Did you have a hard practice?
Yeah, just working out with a couple of our big guys. I'm not getting any younger, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel you there. Basically, I just want to go let the wrestling community know your wrestling background and your coaching career.
I wrestled here at Skyline, so I'm back home, so to speak. But I was a two-time state placer at Skyline. Then I wrestled at Fort Lewis, NCAA Division II at the time. I was an NAIA All-American, two-time national qualifier, one NAIA, one Division II. And then I was assistant coach at Longmont High for 6 years. And then I was a head coach at Silver Creek for 15 years. And then this is my 5th year here at Skyline.
It's been 5 years already since you moved over.
It doesn't seem that long, but yes, sir.
Yeah. You're also the head football coach?
Yes, sir.
So that kind of helps you get some of the wrestlers out?
For sure. You know, before I got here, the room was probably, 4 and 5 wrestlers in the room, and they hadn't, they probably won 5 duels in the previous 7-8 years, and then since I've gotten here, we've gotten numbers up, and a large part because I'm the head football coach, and we got some guys, and that's resulted in 18 to 20 duels in the last 3 years wins. So we won upwards of close to 55, 60 duels, as opposed to 10 in the previous 7-8 years. So it's definitely turned around, and it's been fun doing that for sure. Yeah,
I've noticed with talking with some of the coaches and stuff, it does make a difference. Either having the head coach or assistant coach in the school system to help out getting kids out, seeing kids in the hallway, talking to them, and putting wrestling right out in the forefront.
Absolutely. And as a football coach, I have that platform. So, we all struggle with that. Wrestling coaches, that is trying to get our football coach to support us. And there's so much support out that from football players at all high levels, football, college coaches, whatever the case might be, will say they're looking for wrestlers to help out. And I know firsthand if I have, for example, 6 wrestlers on my starting front 7 on defense, we're going to have a really good year defensively. And that's just a given, but we need that support.
Well, they can move their feet and hand fight really good.
For sure. It goes hand in hand, absolutely. And offensive linemen, of course, those are guys that I get out, and I expect to be out, because if they're going to be better football players, they tell me they want to be the best football player they can be, and their head football coach tells them they need to wrestle, then they're lying if they're not working. If they don't come out for wrestling, they're not working as hard or doing the best thing they can. So anyway, a lot of times it's just lip service from football coaches to wrestling coaches, and obviously I'd be lying to myself if I do the same. So we
and that wouldn't be very good.
No. Yeah.
What were the results of your team from last year?
Like I said, I think we were 20 and 11 in duels last year, and we qualified 5, and we placed 1. So we got 5 qualifiers back, and we got 30 to 35 kids out. We'll see how that stabilizes, and that's been pretty consistent, starting with somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 and usually finishing somewhere in the neighborhood of 20, 21. So probably similar. I think we got a good group, but probably similar.
Yeah, noticed your practice. You were having to do the army crawl and giving a good workout at the end of practice. Do you have any females on your team?
We don't. Actually, last year we didn't either, and then the 2 previous year we had 3. But this year and last we haven't had any girls come out.
Okay, because I was going to ask you what the school district is doing. I've noticed from a couple other school districts, they are doing a unified team with all the girls going to one location in.
I believe in our district, Tatum is doing that out at Meade. So they co-op in that instance. And I know I believe last year and again, we didn't have a girl, so I don't know this for sure, but I believe what it was that you would send the girls over to Thai once a week, and then they would be at your practice the rest of the week, and then whatever schedules were available for a girls' tournament, they would go together as a St. Vrain team, and that's what that looked like.
Yeah, I know Loved Ones hired a girls' coach to run practices, and so hasn't Poudre School District. They send all the girls from each high school to that one coach, so they have one unified practice.
Right, and I think that's the same. I would obviously know better had I had a girl last year or this, but I haven't, so I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. What do you have for incoming freshmen, and do you have any transfers on the team?
Excuse me. No transfers, but we got a couple of tough freshmen. Most notably, Kelvin Mendez, who's won the middle school championship before. I think he took second or third last year, but the year before he won it, and he's wrestled in that Metro League and won the championship a couple times. We also have Little Hufford, who is also been in the mix in those tournaments, and I know is placed high in that Metro League championship on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, they're both the same weight. We're both 106, but we'd like to spread those out. But those are probably my two top freshmen and newcomers.
Okay. What's your coaching staff look for this year?
Right now, it's just Dave Speckle and myself, who it's been for a long time. You know, we've had guys who will work their way in, but right now it's just the two of us, and we've kind of worked that way at Silver Creek previous to coming here and now here, so it works pretty good.
Okay. Do you find it difficult when you go in separate locations, JV to one location and varsity at one location, with just having two coaches?
It's a little bit difficult, but again, I've had some volunteer coaches throughout the years, and usually one of them is with me, and we'll have multiple of those. I just am not sure exactly who they are right now. I know Caleb Mendez, who's Calvin's older brother, is probably going to help us out, and there's a couple others who have been interested, but it's hard to find the time to do it. So those guys get on dollar contracts and are usually working, say, twice a week or something like that. And then, well, I need you for this Saturday because we have two tournaments like that in that instance.
Okay. What does your season schedule look like for this year?
We are, always tough in the league, with Windsor and Roosevelt and Meade and Frederick, and it's just getting through our league stuff is a pretty tough deal. And with what we're doing, and obviously, like I said, we wrestle a lot of duels. Like I said, we were like 20-11, so we wrestle a lot of dual tournaments. In which case, we're getting 4 and 5 matches for the boys, and we do about 2 of those in the first half and 3 in the second. Finishing, I guess, most notably with the Eaton duels there at the end, right before regionals.
Right, that's a good little tough tournament just before regionals.
Absolutely.
What are your season goals?
What's that?
Your season goals for the team.
I think it's the same. It's more of a intrinsic goal is being at practice, working as hard as you can, doing things right way, and then competing your tail off and wrestling smart, and then let the chips fall where they may. Considering we have 5 qualifiers back, I'd like to get at least 5 qualifiers back to the state tournament, if not 6. Like if one of them freshmen can step up, or if one of my juniors can step up, and I have 2 of those who were regional placers last year. So, but you know how that goes. Sometimes guys will qualifier one year and not the next, depending on what the region looks like and all that fun stuff. So,
and how much time they put in.
Exactly. So I would say that. I'd say again to try to match our wins and duels with as many duels as we've wrestled, and try to match our number of state qualifiers and increase our state placers. That would be our goals, I guess.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for your time, Coach Silva, and good luck in the season. This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Tom.